Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Please rise and join me in welcoming the graduating class of 2025 as we officially begin today's commencement ceremony. The chair of our Faculty Senate, Dr. Mark Robinson, will now install our ceremonial mace as we welcome our faculty, staff, and honored guests to the stage. Welcome to the 192nd commencement of South Dakota Mines. I am Dr. Lance Roberts, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, and I am honored to serve as your MC today. As we convene this commencement, please remain standing for the posting of the colors by the Army ROTC Color Guard. Gentlemen, please remove your hats. Post the colors. Please be seated. It is my honor to introduce Dr. Brian Tandy, who became the 20th president of South Dakota Mines in January. Dr. Tandy spent 17 years at the University of North Dakota, most recently as Dean of the College of Engineering and Mines. He holds a PhD in chemical engineering from the University of Delaware and a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering from the University of Minnesota. Please join me in welcoming President Brian Tandy.
Thank you, Provost Roberts. Before I begin, I'd like to take a moment to introduce a few other members of the platform party seated on stage. Dean of Students Joe DeLugos, Student Speaker Adedokum Alarape Crow, Keynote Speaker Dr. Skylar Borglum, Board of Regents Representative Griffin Peterson, Chair of the Faculty Senate Mark Robinson, Dean of Graduate Education Mary Beth Price, Honorary Alumni President for our Center for Alumni Relations and Advancement Mike Cook, CEO of our Center for Alumni Relations and Advancement Mark Viancourt, Vice President of Finance Jason Simmons, Vice President of Research Affairs, Lori Anderson, and last but certainly not least, our department heads, program coordinators, and faculty representatives. I want to thank all of you for joining us on this special day as we celebrate the educational achievements of 1 associate, 73 baccalaureates, 62 masters, and 16 doctoral students. All of today's graduates have demonstrated the determination and knowledge to earn a degree from South Dakota Mines. They all have the potential to become outstanding scientists, engineers, and entrepreneurs. I want to extend a special welcome to the families of our graduates. It took a lot of hard work for our students to make it to this day, and most of them didn't do it alone. Thank you for all the support, guidance, and encouragement you have provided to our students during their time at Mines. Graduates, congratulations. Ingenuity and adaptability are cornerstones of science and engineering. Now, more than ever, the world needs people like you, people who are curious, tenacious, and have what it takes to change the world. It is now my pleasure to introduce the representative of our senior class, Adi Alarape Crow, a candidate for a bachelor's degree in civil engineering. Adi came to South Dakota Mines from Hudson, Colorado, after graduating from Weld Central High School. His parents are Karen and Adebayo, and he has one brother, Adekunle. During his time on campus, Adi has been involved in the National Society of Black Engineers and the Student Association Senate. He played as a defensive lineman on the Hard Rockers football team since 2022, earning 2023 and 2024 RMAC All-American Honor Roll selections. Outside of school, he worked for Interstates in Sioux Center, Iowa, as an assistant project manager during the summer of 2023. Nucor Volcraft in Florence, South Carolina, as a design engineer during the summer of '24, and Advanced Geotechnical Solutions Incorporated in Casper, Wyoming, as a geotechnical engineer during the summer of 2025. After graduating with his Bachelor of Science degree in civil engineering, Addy will pursue a master's degree in civil engineering from Mines. Please join me in welcoming this year's student speaker, Addy Alarape Crow.
First of all, I'd like to welcome you all. Shout out Dr. Tandy for saying my name's right. So that's what we're going to start off with, all right? All right. 1/3. We shall get into that. But welcome to the 2025 winter commencement. I want to have a huge shout out to President Tandy and Regent Chair Peterson. It's his first actual graduation ceremony, so I wanted to honor him as well. And to our faculty and staff for showing up today. I also wanted to give a huge shout out to family members who showed up today. My family's over here. Very glad that they can make it out today. The typical life expectancy in the U.S. is approximately 75 years. This is where that 1/3 comes in. You have already used 1/3 of your life gaining identity, hobbies, and having perseverance. This evolution is malleable, and depending on the person, it can make serious strides positively or negatively in one's life. Identity is the start to one's individual accomplishments and is the natural stride for the rest of your life. Identity is shaped through every decision you have made so far. The decision to come to this university and making tough decisions has shaped your life. Some I'm sure you all can relate to is having to study late for an exam because it got pushed back in your schedule, or having to submit a homework the next day that you haven't started. Something that shaped my identity was football at the collegiate level. As a student athlete, the time spent in preparation was huge. Finding ways to maximize my productivity was something that I'm forever grateful for. The identity you've created in the first 1/3 of your life might be your preferred style of living, but it must change for continued success. The first 1/3 of your life has largely been impacted by school, so your identity was to be a student and get your degree. This identity has proven to work because you are in front of me on this lovely day, but it will change depending on what you do in the next 2/3 of your life. This identity may evolve into having a family of your own, working with a good company, or even being a trailblazer in your community. Regardless of the changes you see in your identity, I want you to allow yourself the grace of growth. Growth can look different for everyone, but you shouldn't be too critical of your low and too indulgent of your highs. Allow yourself to be present in your life experiences and adapt to new adventures at your feet. Your hobbies play an integral role in your development. Some hobbies were probably shelved due to the academic requirements that were heightened here. Some of my favorite hobbies are going to be cooking and hiking. But being real, the cooking thing only came up out of necessity. So I'm not very good of a cook, but that's one of my interests now, I guess. These habits, good or bad, have taken up a crucial amount of your short life. Hobbies can be a way to fix your issues or enjoy your time on earth. Use hobbies to fill yourself up with patience and joy. Just like your identity, your hobbies will change over time. Don't allow yourself to be glued to something that may hinder you, and be free to new ideas and experiences. In the first 1/3 of our lives, most of us have been reactionary, allowing new stimuli and ideas presented to us and not taking the helm of our own ship. I'm encouraging you to change your mindset around your day-to-day activities and encourage controlling the controllables. This term, yet another football term, is something that I want to live my life with and something that will help you in all future encounters. Some of the biggest life lessons come from a person's inability to take accountability in difficult situations that don't go your way. Find interests outside of your profession and allow them to be a bigger part of your story. No story would be complete without perseverance. Perseverance has driven each and every one of us to today. Our university does a great job at creating challenging scenarios for each student to overcome, but there's more than that in the world. Without this, the STEM degree received would be less valuable. Finding ways through things we didn't know was possible is what makes us so great in our profession. One of life's biggest lessons is loss as someone before their dreams become a reality. Losing one of my childhood friends in high school showed me the fragileness of life and made me understand that perseverance is a testament of time. Levi, I understand your dreams were different than mine, but I hope you get a smile downward on today. 1/3 of your life has been focused on growth through perseverance and adversity. This will be a trend throughout the last 2/3 of your life as well. I'm not talking just about work. Adversity is embedded in the game of life. This adversity strikes when least expected and takes time to work through. With time comes experiences, and with experiences comes perseverance. You're going to be asked to persevere more as life continues to throw obstacles at you, and it is up to you to power through each experience and walk away with a powerful lesson. In the most recent walk of life, your first 1/3 looked like staring at the ground. For those who don't attend school here, we broadcast our flyers on the ground because that's where engineers are staring. I want to encourage you to change your gaze to look at the people you pass day by day, and focus on building relationships with them. This is because no matter what professionalism you gain, nothing substitutes what a healthy relationship could do for you in and out of industry. It'll take you also farther than just being the smartest in the room. Ensuring the impact that you make is not in just the professional world, will give you more purpose. Your identity was created by the environment you were brought up in, then your hobbies followed, being something that you could do along the way with being a full-time student. Lastly, perseverance is what brought you here today and is what's going to propel you forward in the future. So, what's next? School may be concluding for you, or you might stay around to pursue more education, but the chapter most of us dreamed of obtaining has passed. You got the job you wanted, got the degree you wanted with losing a lot of sleep in the process, but there is still a void that is present in your life. This void is completely normal when you are going through a major change like this one. Remember that 75-year lifespan? Well, let's get to the point. When we round your life, 1/3 of it was used to getting to today. 1/3 of your life will be used to be gaining your professional career and starting a family. Then, if you're lucky, you get 1/3 of your life to do things that you want to do. Do not wait till the last 1/3 of your life to start doing things you want to do. Life is too short to focus on making money, and although money is important and growing up is cool, do not let this cloud your desires. The saying, "Don't grow up too fast," may have finally set in for me. We are in the point of our lives that dictate the trajectory of happiness and fulfillment. That is where the 75-year life expectancy comes in, and it serves as a wake-up call. As people, we often take the time we are currently living for granted because we assume it's infinite, saying that the finish line is just so far away. Nothing is as far as it seems, and it is important to cherish your life you have outside of your profession. Allow that to be your driving factor in the next 2/3 of life, and live for those who helped you get here. Keep that genius on the run, and congratulations, class of 2025.
Thank you, Addie. At each commencement ceremony, we take time to honor alumni and community leaders who have distinguished themselves in their professions and communities. This year's keynote speaker certainly fits that description. You can read her full bio in the program. Dr. Skylar Borglum earned a PhD in geology and geological engineering from South Dakota Mines in 2018. She has more than 20 years of experience in petroleum and geological engineering, energy storage technologies, and strategic leadership. She currently serves as the head of caverns and salt brine expert for Westlake Corporation, providing technical oversight and strategic planning for solution mining, brine disposal, and cavern integrity across North American manufacturing sites. Her career includes hands-on field work across the Rocky Mountain Front, Texas, and North Dakota, as well as engineering roles at Respec and Marathon Oil. She has served as an Oak Ridge Institute of Science and Education Fellow at the National Energy Technology Lab and lived in Oslo, Norway as a Fulbright Scholar. She also served as an elected representative in the South Dakota State Legislature, where she shaped energy policy on renewable development and decommissioning. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Skylar Borglum.
Good morning. I hope you fail. This is not what I expect your parents, grandparents, or even professors have wished for you on this most auspicious day, your graduation day. But before you start booing and throwing your spent coffee cups at me, let me unpack this unsavory little benediction. I want a life for you that is a life worth living, a life worth writing about, and most certainly, a life worth reading about. But you, my colleagues, will not have that life if you set yourself up for a frictionless existence, minimal effort, least conflict possible life. In fact, living a life that is perfectly planned and linearly executed will land you in a space, at best, of incremental contributions and more likely, one of beige impact. One of my favorites, Zig Ziglar, often said that failure is an event, not a person. He is absolutely right. Let's make sure we all have the same problem statement and definition of terms about what types of failure we are talking about today. The failures, misses, and risks worth taking are not the moral kinds, the health-endangering kinds, or the socially isolating kinds. I am in no way advocating that you lie, cheat, or steal. I do not want you shortening your lifespans with experiments in drugs, alcohol, or tobacco. Nor do I suggest at all that you hole up in a hotel or a remote cabin writing your manifesto that leads to, well, social isolation of the most judicial sort. No, the failures, misses, and long-shot risks I am talking about are on the personal, relational, and professional advancement, adventure, and accomplishment side of calculated fiascos. Those are what make life worth writing about and a story worth reading. Every heroic tale involves overcoming something. Failures can be of our own doing or handed to us. In the end, it does not matter. We still need to overcome before we can triumph. Why exactly is failure important? 3 reasons. Number 1, it clears out the unworkable ideas and plans. Number 2, it forces us to grow, strengthen, and improve. And number 3, it keeps us human and it keeps us humble. Off we go. So let's start with point number 1, the unworkable ideas and plans. Not every idea that goes through our head is a good one. This really is just scaling what you already know. You have written down homework problems, worked and reworked them, erased mistakes, and tried again. You've written short answer essays and full-length papers where you reread your work and edited out clunky wording and run-on sentences. This type of rework and editing is what we do with our careers, our relationships, our vacation plans, and our business plans. You would not have made it through Mines if you attempted one homework problem once, got it wrong, and then just gave up on the entire enterprise. No, you did not give up in the face of failure or for homework or exams. You invested in thick tablets of paper, loads of mechanical pencil lead, and packages of erasers. And you kept going until you finished. I wanted to get into the energy industry more than anything. My first college degree was in international business, and I was locked in on the idea that I would be an oil and gas attorney. Several wheelbarrows full of cash to Kaplan Test Review and LSATs later, I had a solid score, but not the kind of score one needed to get into the top oil and gas law school. It was my friend who first asked me what it was that I wanted to do, work for an oil and gas company, and then suggested that I study petroleum engineering instead. This major plan edit, the rework of a problem solution I thought I had already solved, presumably I thought continuing the same path would lead to a different outcome, was exactly the right approach. I love engineering and the work that I do as a result. The end goal was right. My initial pathway was wrong. A very good failure indeed. Next, point 2. Failure forces us to grow, strengthen, and improve. My resume of successes and accomplishments is a dozen pages long, single-spaced. I graduated from high school 30 years ago, and I'm proud of the details on those pages. But even more interesting than those pages, that would be the nearly 10 times the amount of rejections, declines, near misses, did not quite gets, and not there yets. We need to fail consistently. This builds up our muscle and our strength so that when we finally do succeed, we have the fortitude to handle it. More interesting than the accomplishments on my resume is the fact that each one is preceded by some spectacular fail, miss, or rejection. 100%. After I graduated with my master's in petroleum engineering, I was living in Dickinson, North Dakota, and I was working in the Bakken oil field, exactly where I wanted to be. It was 2015, and I thrived in the pandemonium. This was the gold rush of our era. I sailed into work on a cold day in February and was escorted right back out again 29 minutes later by the operations manager with the door locking behind me. I had just been laid off. 80% of our office was cut, and I was the very last one to go. I can tell you, this was one of the hardest blows I've ever taken. Layoffs are devastating. Every time I sat down on the couch, I burst into tears until I finally decided I just could not sit on that couch anymore. I had given up a lucrative specialty pharmaceutical sales career, financed much of my degree at out-of-state rates because I had moved back to Montana from Texas, and just bought a home in Dickinson at a ridiculous price. The only thing I hadn't done was finance a new pickup because I still drove my old '99 F-150. It was paid for and it ran. I was already in my PhD program at Mines. I had started while working full-time and been commuting back and forth between Dickinson, North Dakota and Rapid City, South Dakota. So with nothing left for me in Dickinson, by faith, I packed everything up, including my 2 scrappy gutter dogs, and moved 4 hours south to Rapid City. Right as I was starting to get my feet under me, I blew a hole the size of a silver dollar in my engine block. I did not have the money for a new engine and certainly not for a new pickup, so I walked my bicycle 2 miles to Acme Bicycles and spent $100 getting it tuned up. I biked everywhere, even out to Respec for my new job interview. That day was hot, even by Texas standards, and the front desk lady asked me if I had just biked through a car wash. No, I did not, but you can imagine how grateful I felt when the interviewer was held up for 45 minutes so that I had time to recover. This is the thing about massive failures. They are a lot like the big earthquake. Shattering surface infrastructure and rearranging subsurface structures, and then they are followed by clusters of still more earthquakes. Little ones, insulting ones. Like my still not having a pickup to drive when my little dog got sick and I needed to walk her to the vet, carrying her like an outraged, squirming, 4-legged toddler. Or getting yelled at in the grocery store because I wasn't moving fast enough, loading my food into my bike's side bags. Or getting drenched because an oversized pickup with an undersized personality went out of its way to empty a ditch puddle on me in a rainstorm. As much as it feels like it, these aftershocks are not the universe telling you that you are being punished because you put your recycling in the wrong bin. These are not the gods sitting on Mount Olympus tripping you up for their own amusement. All of these exasperations are useful and character building. And with the exception of my husband, I have never met anyone who enjoys character building. We are all just glad when it is over and behind us. The universe is not picking on you, I promise, but it may be testing you to see just how determined you are. In the 4 years that followed my layoff, I had a remarkable run. I finished my PhD in 3.5 years. I simultaneously finished a second bachelor's degree at Montana Tech in petroleum engineering because I thought I might want to sit for the PE. I published several papers, including a report for the National Energy Technology Laboratory, where I was an ORISE fellow. I traveled to Moscow, Russia, and presented my research findings to an international audience. I developed STEM study habits workshops that would become the basis for my future book. Most unexpectedly, I met the man I was going to marry and planned our wedding in 4 months. I ran for state legislator and won both the primary and the general elections. I co-authored a textbook with my mentor. That all happened in 4 years. The failures and wins have since continued. And yes, I've had an even more public, equally disappointing failure since. The difference with that one, though, was I already knew the outcome. I knew I would grieve the loss, and then I would get right back up and get after it, because that is what we do. Lastly, point 3, failure keeps us human and it keeps us humble. Failure has a way of making sure we do not get too big for our britches, and in giving us a chance to encourage those around us. Once we've gone through something hard ourselves, whether we brought it on ourselves or not, maybe it was handed to us, we have compassion for those around us. When we do win, we do so with grace, humility, and deep appreciation. When our family and friends or coworkers win, we celebrate lavishly with them because we know what went into that win. There is more opportunity in the universe than we know what to do with. We can afford to be generous with our grace and our championing of others. The story will not always be about us. Sometimes it will be about our friend, our spouse, or our coworkers. I have the privilege of standing before you today and cheering you on because I know precisely what went into your earning your degree. And one bonus point, sometimes what we initially think of as failure might not be one at all. Sometimes they are blessings in disguise. I went back and looked at an engineer who had started with me and was on the same trajectory as me, but who was not laid off. In the same time that I just recounted, she was in the same position at work. She was smart, she was hardworking, and she served as a proxy for what my life likely would have been like had I not been laid off. In hindsight, as hard as it was, I would do my path all over again. My colleagues, failure is not the enemy. It is the crucible burning off extraneous and unnecessary material. It is the heavy weight that tears our muscles down so that they build up stronger and bigger than before. It is the fabric of friendship that holds us together as family, as friends, as a community. The question many of us ask after all the adventures that Frodo, Sam, Merry, and Pippin and all the others go on is, why didn't Gandalf just summon the eagles to drop the rings into Mordor in the first place? Because there would have been no adventure. There would have been no trials, no failures, and no story. I will end with a wish from my favorite Borg, 7 of 9. May all your desires be fulfilled except for one, so that you always have something to work for. And with that, my colleagues, I wish all of you a glorious story with spectacular failure.
Thank you, Dr. Borglum. South Dakota Mines operates under the authority of the South Dakota Board of Regents. Regent Griffin Peterson is here today to represent the board. Please join me in welcoming Regent Peterson.
Thank you, Mr. President. It is an honor to be joining you all today in celebration of the amazing milestone you all have achieved And on behalf of the South Dakota Board of Regents, I'd like to extend my sincere congratulations to this class of remarkable students. As you look back on your time here at the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology, I encourage you not just to reflect on what you learned in the classroom, but also on how that knowledge has prepared you for the challenges and triumphs that lie ahead. Our infrastructure, industries, and communities depend on people who can solve hard problems. And as graduates as one of the nation's premier STEM universities, I hope you all will consider the important role that you can play in strengthening South Dakota and serving all the people who call it home. You are all shining examples of where a college education can lead you, and my fellow board members and I wish you nothing but the best in your future endeavors. And now, under the laws of the state of South Dakota, as a representative of the South Dakota Board of Regents, I hereby delegate to President Brian Tandy the authority to confer the various degrees at this commencement ceremony. Graduates, congratulations.
Thank you, Regent Peterson. Graduates, as you prepare to cross this stage, know that you carry the hard rocker spirit with you. You are curious, you are smart, you are tenacious, and you are ready to change the world. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, let's make it official. The time has now come to confer degrees to the class of 2025. Will the candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy please rise? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon you the degree Doctor of Philosophy, with all of the rights, privileges, and honors, as well as the obligations and responsibilities pertaining thereto, contingent upon the completion of all requirements. Dr. Joe DeLugos, Associate Vice President for Student Development and Dean of Students, will present the degree candidates.
President Tandy, on behalf of the faculty and staff of South Dakota Mines, I'm pleased to present to you the candidates for the degrees Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Science, Bachelor of Science, and Associate of Arts. I will read only the names of the degree candidates who are present with us this morning. Those who are unable to attend, but whose names are listed in the commencement program, will be awarded their diplomas in absentia. We welcome and encourage your applause for each graduate. Please refrain from using air horns or other noisemakers so that we may preserve decorum and respect for their graduates, their families, and our visitors. As our graduates line up to receive their diplomas, families are reminded that we have professional photographers capturing the official photos of our graduates, but families are welcome to try to get closer and take their own photos if they'd like. Throughout the program, you'll see graduates wearing special cords and stoles representing their fraternities, sororities, and National Honor Societies. Our military veterans are wearing red, white, and blue cords in recognition of their service. The graduates will also be welcomed into the alumni family by Honorary Alumni President Dr. Mike Cook. After they cross the stage, they will receive their official alumni pin from him. It's now time to recognize our doctoral graduates. They will be hooded by Dr. Mary Beth Price, our Dean of Graduate Education, their major professors, and they will also be congratulated by department heads and our provost, Dr. Roberts. Our candidate for the degree, Doctor of Philosophy in Atmospheric and Environmental Sciences, will be congratulated by program coordinator, Dr. William Capehart. John Bradley Islander. And Dr. Capehart, major professor for John, will be assisting with the hooding. And I now present Dr. John Bradley Islander. Our candidate for the degree, Doctor of Philosophy in Biomedical Engineering, will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Steve Smith. Jason Polovich. Dr. Smith will assist with the hooding. I now present Dr. Jason Polovich. Our candidate for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Chemical and Biological Engineering will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Rajesh Shende. Kang Trong Huyn. Dr. Shende, also major professor for Kang, will assist with the hooding. I now present Dr. Kang Trong Huyn. Our candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Mechanical Engineering will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Pierre La Rochelle. Mohammed Wahidul Hassan. Dr. Wei Bing Singh, Major Professor for Wahid, will assist with the hooding. I now present Dr. Mohammed Wahidul Hassan. Terrence Scott Kutcha. Dr. Prasoon Dewalker, Major Professor for Terrence, will assist with the hooding. I now present Dr. Terrence Scott Kutcha. Our candidate for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Nanoscience and Nanoengineering will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Smith. Ming Yang Mao. Dr. Tugba Ozdemir, Major Professor for Ming Yang, will assist with the hooding. I now present Dr. Ming Yang Mao. President Tandy, that concludes the presentation of our doctoral degrees.
Congratulations to our doctoral graduates. Your dedication to advancing knowledge is truly inspiring. We now turn our attention to the conferral of master's degrees. Will the master's degree candidates please rise? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the South Dakota Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon you the degree Master of Science, with all of the rights, privileges, honors, and responsibilities pertaining thereto, contingent upon the completion of all degree requirements.
Our master's degree candidates will be congratulated by Dr. Price, their department heads, and our provost, Dr. Roberts. Candidates for the degree Master of Science in Biomedical Engineering will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Smith. Aaron James Bauer. Our candidates for the degree Master of Science in Chemical and Biological Sciences will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Zhengtao Zhu. Alyssa Cerise Love. Our candidate for the degree Master of Science in Chemical Engineering will be congratulated by Interim Department Head Dr. Shende. Shelby Jade Solom. Our candidates for the degree Master of Science in Civil and Environmental Engineering will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Jim Stone. Justin Christopher Houlette. Bryn Margaret Wright. Our candidate for the degree Master of Science in Computer Science and Computer Engineering will be congratulated by Assistant Department Head Dr. Hoover. Samantha Brooke Davis. Our candidates for the degree Master of Science in Construction Engineering and Management will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Stone. Alexandra Alvarado. Michael Eric Broda Jr. Kevin Brooksvort. Josiah Joseph White. Our candidates for the degree Master of Science in Electrical Engineering will be congratulated by Assistant Department Head Dr. Hoover. Emmanuel Akakula Atabo. Tate Walker Dilly. Chase Hunter Grindle. Our candidates for the degree Master of Science in Engineering Management will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Stone. Corrine Marie Heiberger. Luke Allen Wickersham. Our candidates for the degree Master of Science in Geology and Geological Engineering will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Hall. Samuel Herbolt. Shams Jareen Khan Sharna. Nicholas Alexander Wiswoodell. Our candidates for the degree Master of Science in Mining Engineering and Management will be congratulated by Senior Lecturer Dr. Kelly McCormick. Gilbert Ertiaco Janate. Ba Bosman Afa. Srikanth Janga. Godwin Ertor Kormla Pedroku. Joshua Weja. Our candidate for the degree Master of Science in Paleontology will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Hall. Morgan Elizabeth Neestoon. President Tandy, that concludes the presentation of our master's degrees.
Congratulations to our master's graduates. You've achieved something remarkable, and we're proud of all that you've accomplished. Will the candidates for Bachelor of Science please rise? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon you the degree Bachelor of Science, with all the rights, privileges, honors, and responsibilities pertaining thereto, contingent upon the completion of all requirements.
Our bachelor's degree candidates will be congratulated by their department heads and Provost Roberts. Our candidate for the degree Bachelor of Science in Atmospheric and Environmental Sciences will be congratulated by Program Coordinator Dr. Capehart. Joshua Aaron Rowe. Our candidate for the degree Bachelor of Science in Biology will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Zhu. Annalise Marie Brott Hewitt, summa cum laude. Our candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Engineering will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Smith. Annalise Marie Brott Hewitt, summa cum laude. Andrew J. Castillo. Caleb J. Franklin. Kelsey Grace Hyde. Our candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Business Management in Technology will be congratulated by Program Coordinator Dr. Ivy Allard. Michael Eric Broda Jr. Isaac Thomas Freitag. Jack Stafford Masters. Marissa Taylor Simpleman. Jake A. Olberg. Our candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Shende. Connor Jonathan Aarons, summa cum laude. Thomas William Engelmeyer. Alexander James Gallagher, cum laude. Samuel Andrew Hartway. Alexis Klemke. Our candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Stone. Adedokun Abdulhamid Alarape Crow. Caden Timothy Benson. Trevor David. Claire M. Fisher, summa cum laude. Naya L. Hawley, summa cum laude. Sierra Hill. Sydney Christine Holmes. Olivia Victoria Kruger. Samantha Alana Twing. Elijah Douglas Upton. Nathan J. Waters. Tegan J. Wells. Lennon Orion Zeller. Our candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Computer Science will be congratulated by Assistant Department Head Dr. Hoover. Elizabeth Ann Herting, magna cum laude. Jackson Lee Cole. Mason Philip Myers. Caleb Preister, magna cum laude. Braden Thomas Schluchter. Nick Wilk. Our candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering will also be congratulated by Assistant Department Head Dr. Hoover. Tanner Jordan Lesage. Alexander Jacob Altman. Jonathan Michael Stockwell. Our candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Industrial Engineering and Engineering Management will be congratulated by Interim Department Head Dr. Stone. Bain Kenneth Bala. Seth Daniel Decker. Sawyer Shay Flynn. Austin Scott Gregor. Jacob Allen Hune. Caleb Bruce Huxford. Henry Jameson Rolls. Our candidate for the degree Bachelor of Science in Mathematics will be congratulated by Professor Dr. Karen Brayman. Brennan Logan Scarpello. Candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. La Rochelle. Hagen Thurman Archer. Zachary Robert Bedard. Kelvin D. Nyman. Sean Walker, summa cum laude. Our candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Metallurgical Engineering will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. West. Daniel James Ashford. Daniel Kimball. Austin Curtis Marr. Tristan William Thompson. Our candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Mining Engineering will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Hall. Rashida Bakum Nahidad Kuwanda. Gloria Geraldine Miranda Apaza. Baylor Q. Storko. Our candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Physics will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Richard Schnee. Caleb Lane Allen, cum laude. Caleb Isaac Henderson, summa cum laude. Our candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Pre-Professional Health Sciences will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Zhu. Kaylin Grace Carlson, cum laude. Cody Thomas Connor, magna cum laude. Tatum Evelyn Henson. Luke Robert Higgins. Taylor J. Moran, summa cum laude. Tyler David Tully. President Tandy, that concludes the presentation of our baccalaureate degree candidates.
Will all degree recipients please rise? Graduates, on behalf of the entire South Dakota Mines community, I offer my heartfelt congratulations. You've worked hard, persevered through challenges, and today you've officially earned your place in the legacy of Hard Rocker alumni. You've also earned a permanent spot for your names on M Hill, which serves as a lasting tribute of your time at South Dakota Mines. For those who have earned a bachelor's degree, please move your tassels from the right to the left, symbolizing your transition from student to graduate. Congratulations to the class of 2025. All right, you may be seated. At this time, I would like to introduce our honorary alumni president, Dr. Michael Cook. Dr. Cook earned a bachelor's degree in mining engineering, summa cum laude, from Mines in 1980, and a doctor of medicine, summa cum laude, and honor graduate from the University of South Dakota in 1986. He served as a professor and chair for the Department of Pathology at the USD School of Medicine from 2002 to 2022, and he currently holds the title of Professor Emeritus. In addition to his academic roles, he has worked as a staff pathologist at multiple facilities, including the Sanford Health Pathology Clinic, and served in the U.S. Air Force as a flight surgeon, retiring with the rank of major. Dr. Cook has received the Golden Apple Basic Science Teaching Awards from the USD Sanford School of Medicine multiple times. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Cook.
Dr. Tandy, thank you for that kind introduction. Dr. Tandy, faculty, esteemed guests, families, friends, and graduates, good morning. It's a great day to be a Hard Rocker. You can cheer for that if you'd like. Okay, yeah, there we go. I'm privileged as the honorary alumni president to congratulate today's graduates and to welcome them into South Dakota Mines alumni family, and it is a family. I would also like to congratulate and to thank the parents, the significant others, the families, the friends, the mentors, and the faculty that have encouraged and supported these young women and men and women during their educational journey here at School of Mines. Graduates, welcome. You are now part of a talented and accomplished Mines alumni community that numbers nearly 19,000. Our alumni live and work in all 50 states and in 77 countries on 6 continents, a truly worldwide community. You can expect your next few years to be quite busy as you make the transition from being a student to a professional in your career field. Busy time may include moves, marriages, starting families, and establishing new social support systems. This time will also be one of increasing economic security. Yes, those paychecks will be very nice. You can share that again, too. And one of increasing career mobility. Many of you realize that networking can be very important, in fact, vital to your professional careers. And today, I want to emphasize that point. But I also want you to remember that no matter where you live in the world, no matter what you do, the Mines alumni community will be there to support you both socially and professionally for the rest of your career and the rest of your life. So the take-home point this morning, 3 things. 1, get connected. Get connected with the CARA Alumni Office. Let them know where you live. Let them know what you're doing. Let them know how you're doing. They love to hear from our Mines graduates. Number 2, stay connected. Stay connected by attending alumni functions in your new work locations and at conferences, and by attending Mines gatherings and alumni functions. Number 3, maintain your connections. Maintain your connections with the Hard Rocker Connection platform. It's an easy way to keep in contact with your college friends, various alumni groups, alumni mentors, and alumni mentees. This is also a fantastic way to communicate and receive career information amongst our worldwide alumni association. So, get connected, stay connected, maintain those connections. The word of the day. Okay? We're at the tail end of this ceremony, and I'm sure many of you are ready for this to end so you can celebrate your achievements with friends and family. So congratulations again. Welcome to the alumni community, and best wishes on your future endeavors. Go out there and make your mark in the world, and remember, every day is a good day to be a hard rocker. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Cook. Before we retire the colors, I would like to take a moment to recognize any active duty or veteran members of our military who are here with us today. South Dakota Mines has consistently been rated as one of the top schools in the country for veterans and military service members, and on behalf of the entire Mines community, we thank you for your service. Please stand and be recognized. We now request all guests stand for the retiring of the colors and remain standing until the platform party has recessed. Gentlemen, please remove your caps. Retire the colors. As we close out our commencement ceremony, I want to thank our commencement orchestra under the direction of Ms. Tammy Schnittgrund, the commencement committee, and others who have contributed to making this a success. Thank you all for joining us today, and congratulations to the class of 2025. Graduates, you are dismissed.